everyone, I'm Adi and today I'm going to go through with you a sneak peek of what I go through during the first consultation. So let us check it out. So first of all, we will be actually looking at your income. Now, be it you are earning a regular income or a self-employed, we cover it for you. Meaning to say that we will actually calculate what are your bonuses so that we know how much CPF is it that we're looking every month. So we take the average. Now, don't worry, for those self-employed, we will also account for your 30% haircut. From your income alone, we'll be able to let you know what is the loan approved in an event you want to go for a HDB loan or a bank loan. Those of you who are breadwinners, usually you will opt for a HDB loan, but those of you who want more cash sometimes will go for a bank loan. It's during such exploratory discussion that you realize, hey, if I get a resale condo, wow, my loan is actually almost double because we are using TDSR as compared to MSR. So just from the first page, we are actually covering what are all the options in terms of your loan that you can get. Now, moving on, we will also include all the grants that you can get depending on your eligibility. Next, we will cover what are your selling calculations, meaning to say how much is the cash that you can grab after deducting agency fees, legal fees, and whatever that you owe in the house. So with that, we'll be able to use this amount of sales proceeds to plan what's ahead. Right here in Adi Realty team, we focus in your purchase plan before actually going into the selling because we know it's not that difficult to sell with Adigana strategy, but it's very hard to determine what will be the right next step for you and your family. So we're going to cover what is the difference between you taking a HDB loan and a bank loan, which one suits you and your needs. Okay, so for instance, for those of you who want to adjust the number of years you want to take loan, but maybe stop working at 50 years old, now we will be able to help you adjust accordingly. Similarly, if you want to ensure that it is $0 cash top up, we will also ensure that for you when we do the financial planning. So all these are adjustables that we can help you with it. Also, for those who are taking HDB loan, we will also advise you how much CPF buffer to keep in an event. What's this for? If you lose a job, if you decide to take no pay leave, now at least you will not be burdened. That is why this part of reserve funds is very important to talk about, especially if we go into private. All right, not only we actually look into the different HDB options, the price point, and we also will go through the private options, whether you can even afford and what kind of price point are you able to afford. Now, why is it that holding power is more important in condos or private in general? Because the monthly mortgage is way higher. And when monthly mortgage is higher, this is when we need to ensure that you are not forced to sell when market is bad, or when you lose your job, you fall sick, take no pay leave, you are not forced to pay a huge bulk of cash. Okay, so imagining that your installment, okay, because one self-employed, we don't pay ourselves CPF, right? Self-employed people, right? So that is when we know that it's important for us to go through the holding power. How much CPF must we keep in order for us to have a healthy holding power of at least 7 years or 5 years? Now, minimum is 3 years, but you will always want some buffer. So 3 to 5 years is safe. Now, for instance, your CPF is not enough for you to cover 3 years and more. And you truly would like to move forward with this plan? Well, there's an option of topping up every month, probably a small amount of money every month. It is a forced saving for you, my dear upgraders, to ensure that your holding power becomes longer. So, from these very brief calculations, you'll be able to know that whether you probably prefer a HDB or a private. And with that, whether you're taking bank loan or HDB loan, whether you are going to go for a bridging loan. Bridging loan is for those of you who are going into condos private only. Okay, so if say example you will need support from your sales proceeds, okay, for you to actually purchase. Now the timeline, it differs as compared to someone who have sufficient to put in the 1% and 4%. So that is for private. Now for HDB, to HDB, we actually we realize that hey, there is a contra, meaning to say that you can choose ECF, which is contra, getting, selling, and buying together. Okay, you save time, you save legal fees, but there are some cases they prefer the bank loan. All right, for instance, just now you get double of your cash when you take a bank loan, and this will really make a difference in your timeline because you can only submit a little bit later. Now, not to worry, at every point of time, we will update you where which stage are we at. And even before proceeding with this, we will have a gauge estimation in accordance. For instance, P1 registration. When is it that we should submit? Okay, and exam periods, probably October. When is it that's convenient for us to have the completion and handover? Which is why it's very, very important for us to plan the timeline crucially. Now, that aside, for those of you who are going into upgrading, okay, we emphasize in terms of our buyer checklist, making sure that we go through your quality, we go through your entry price, we go through criteria to ensure that you will have a good exit strategy, and then we look at what actually would be a good buy or not a good buy. For those who take it a step further, you realize that we actually have a ROI calculator right here, as I just opened a while, to help you determine, okay, for investors, we always look at ROI, right? Especially if you are buying to rent, we want to include as much cost as possible to know what is exactly the profit that we're going to take, and eventually we'll calculate for you your ROI. So these are just some of the things that we will cover just for us to get a good plan for you. Now, it's time for you to explore with us over at Adi Realty team to determine what is the next best step for you. See you soon. Click in the link and WhatsApp us. Bye bye.